we knew what it meant to be American and to be community. We remember the fear. We remember the attacks on our democracy. It's really been a very somber moment as I've been with the firefighters and the law enforcement, was with Homeland Security yesterday. And I guess as I sit here with all of you this morning, I just say to everybody, I wish we could bring that spirit of community back. This division and hatred that's in the country is destroying the fundamental roots of our democracy. So I'll start that way. There are so many things happening. I can't, I honestly have to tell you all, I think that this is maybe the busiest time I can remember in my career. You know, the president, we left Afghanistan. I'm one of those people that doesn't think it was done as smoothly as I would like to have seen. We, on this 9/11, remember why we went in, because there had been an attack on this country, because terrorists had attacked and killed Americans, and they were attacking our democracy. And under President Obama, Osama bin Laden was finally found. We have a moral responsibility to the Afghans that helped us. We have to find a way to continue to get those out that remain there, to support those that are coming to this country, and to get the remaining Americans out. And I will always worry about the women. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we protect them. I've worked with Laura Bush and Michelle Obama and Jill Biden on the Afghan women. The Taliban is, I mean, we all know. And so that continues and remains a real worry as we go forward. COVID continues. We are surging again in this country. Our children are now being impacted. The president this week took some very strong stands. I do not know how we have become so divided on vaccines and mask wearing and what we need to do to be safe. We are all sick of COVID. We want life to go back to normal, or whatever normal is. We miss each other. We miss that human connection. We want our children to be in school and to be safe. We want everybody to be safe. And yet we are seeing it surge again. We got to find a way to work together to get through this crisis and get life back to normal. That's going to be one of the front and center issues as we return to Washington. You know, and I have my own conflicting, I'll be very honest here. I probably shouldn't say this part, but we almost had President Biden in Michigan on September 1st. He was going to come to Ann Arbor. I never thought it would happen, quite frankly, because it was September 1st, the day after August 31st. But he was coming because of the steps that Michigan had taken. But now I look at Michigan Stadium with 110,000 people for football games, and everybody misses those football games, and we're all go blue. But 100,000 people in a football stadium that aren't required to wear masks should scare all of us. We really need to think about this, and we need to figure out. I mean, some of the hate I've seen this week just from people who, when I say COVID's increasing in children, they think none of this is scientific fact. They think this is all made up. I just don't know how we've gotten to where we are. We need to make sure we're getting everybody vaccinated, that they know where they've got access, that they've got free testing, free medical care right now, and we have to address COVID. And then in Washington, we've got I did Natural Resources Committee markup on Thursday, and I'm going to go back on tomorrow to do Energy and Commerce Committee markup for both what's called BIF, the bipartisan bill, which we need. I mean, I quite frankly think that when we can bring people together, and we've got to fix our roads and our bridges. I feel terrible about the hurricanes and it's happened in Louisiana and what's happened in New York and New Jersey and Connecticut. But here's a reality for us in Michigan. In the 12th district alone, we have had 7 storms since June 26th and 27th. Dearborn alone has had 20,000 homes that have been damaged by these storms. There are places in Dearborn Heights that every time it rains now, the water exceeds the first floor windows. You know what's happened in Ipsy and Ann Arbor. People have been without electricity. We've had 7 serious storms in once, quote, once in lifetime storms. We've had 7 of them almost since the end of June. We've got to build resiliency, and we've got to come together as a region, because we're not going to get these infrastructure projects to address and do what we've got to do if we don't work together. That is going to be critical. We need, I'm working very hard on, I stood with the president at the White House 3 weeks ago. The UAW was nervous, but we set a target for 50% electric vehicle sales by 2030. But we have to invest. We have to put the money. Some of it will be in the bipartisan bill, but the bill we're marking up Monday has got to have more money, because people aren't going to buy EVs if we don't, they're not affordable. We don't have a battery that people think has range. And if we don't build out the infrastructure and upgrade our power grid, we've got to invest in global warming to changes. It is real. So EVs is part of what I'm working on. The bipartisan bill had an investment in taking leads out of pipes. Now Benton Harbor is the latest city in the state that's had elevated levels of lead testing. We need to get the lead out of water pipes in every city in this country. I'm proud that the bill we've got Monday in Energy and Commerce, I got another $35 billion on top of the bipartisan bill that is enough money to actually get lead out of pipes in every city in this country. We have to do that. We have to address safe drinking water. I'm trying to do ATVM tax credits. I have a length of stuff that's addressing many of the global warming issues, the accelerator, global climate change, science, and education. They're all in the bill. They've maintained in it. You know, we're sort of at a point on this legislation, the old Will Rogers statement, people with weak stomachs shouldn't want sausage or laws being made. We're making sausage right now. The intensity of these discussions is hard and real. I'm gonna get it. I have another meeting this afternoon. We're gonna expand Medicare to include vision, hearing, and dental, and I'm not giving in. We are going to get it. We're expanding affordable health care so it's permanent. We are going to make sure that the Medicaid funding that we have in this state goes to 17 other red states that haven't expanded it, to make sure that people have access to health care. Another major bill that's my bill and Bob Casey's bill, but the president promised me personally he was going to make happen, was home-based health care, which is going to do 2 things. We have almost 1 million people that are on waiting lists right now to get help, that are seniors, that need, they want to stay in their own homes. We're the only industrialized nation in the world that doesn't take care of its seniors. And we have healthcare workers, we have senior care workers that are working 3 or 4 jobs. They're in and out of different places because they have to do it. They don't have any benefits and they're still working at the poverty line. We need to respect these workers and make sure that they're being paid a decent wage. The Oxford Dictionary says that infrastructure is system or processes that helps a country or a corporation operate efficiently. 3 million women have left the workforce since COVID because they're worried about childcare and senior care. What is more important than taking care of our children and our seniors and letting people go to work and not being worried about it? So I'll be in Washington Monday and Tuesday to give you a sense of, we'll finish markups. The committees have to finish their work. Each of the committees is having equally intense and markups on the subjects. These are mine that we're kind of championing. Committees have to report back by September 15th. Then there's so much to talk to you all about, and I've got to go into the Ann Arbor 9/11 ceremony. But the week of, I go back on Monday. The following week, when we go back on the 20th, we will be doing the National Defense Authorization Bill. What's happened in Texas, and what's happening in Texas on voting rights and on choice is terrifying. We will take up choice in the House that week. We will also be doing a continuing resolution. We will be doing the debt ceiling, and we're targeting to do, we are calling reconciliation. Nobody knows what reconciliation is. Build back better. So we'll try to get that out of the House that week. Then the House and the Senate have to come together. There's so many things like supporting the schools, supporting education, broadband, as I said. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to address so many core issues that take care of our communities. So I'm being quick because I have to go into this. I want to hear from you. We are really working hard. And I mean, even in this district, the Flat Rock chemical spill has been a very terrifying moment for the last 2 weeks. I've been living down there trying to help people. EPA has been incredible. There are only 2 buses that test. One should probably be in Louisiana, but the EPA administrator gave it to us for that. We got to pull together, guys. It's a time we have to stand up to this hate that is really, really malignant and becoming corrosive. So I'm worried. I mean, these are substance things. I hope, Chris, we'll have more opportunity. I think next year is going to be a really ugly, difficult year. They're really going to come after us. We have to be paying attention to redistricting. I just can't remember this full of plate. So I love you all. We got to stick together. We got to fight the hate and fear and division in this country. And remember, we're Americans first and stronger together.
Congresswoman, thank you again, and thanks for all your work. I recall during your last election when people were complaining you weren't progressive enough, and what I just heard from you sounded like a pretty darn progressive agenda, and we appreciate that. So, and as an EV driver myself, I'm super appreciative of your efforts in that regard. So, thanks so much,
Thank you, Chris.
Have a safe day and a safe week, and thanks for all you do.
Everybody be safe. Bye-bye.
Right. Love you so much. Take care.
Thanks.